Hello, Elder McCall. Is that you on the line?
It is.
Wonderful. You're coming in perfectly. We want to welcome you. Thank you so much for giving the invocation this evening. We look forward to it.
Sure. Thank you.
All right, we'll be starting here shortly, okay? Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Mhm.
Ready? Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to go ahead and call this meeting of the West Valley Water District Board of Directors to order. It is 6:06 in the p.m. on October 5th. We're going to do a quick roll call of board members.
Thank you. Director Garcia?
Present.
Director Hawkins?
Present.
Thank you. Director Moore is not in. Vice President Jenkins?
Present.
And President Young.
Present.
4 of 5 are present. We have a quorum. Thank you.
Okay, and then approval of any board member requests for remote participation.
So yes, thank you, Mr. President. I do believe Director Hawkins wants to use his second of his two AB 2449 Just Cause exceptions to participate virtually, and I believe that is under there's a number of Just Cause options. One is child caregiving need. Director Hawkins, is that the Just Cause that you'd like to use tonight?
Yes.
Okay. With that in mind, just a couple of other questions. Is there anyone else 18 years of age or older present at your location? I'm sorry, you went to mute. There
No, not within earshot.
Okay. And the director must participate through both audio and visual technology. All votes must be taken by roll call. And if there's any disruption in the audio, video, or tech, stop until that is restored. So with that, Mr. President, you can proceed.
All right, thank you. All right, with that, we will go to the Pledge of Allegiance led by Vice President Jenkins.
Right hand over your heart. Ready? Begin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, and this evening our opening prayer will be from Thomas McCall from Elder Sunrise Church in Rialto. Mr. McCall, if you'll please lead us in the invocation.
Good evening. Thank you very much. Let us pray. Heavenly Father God, we thank you for tonight. We thank you for this board of directors meeting, Lord. We pray, Lord, that you give these directors wisdom and guidance as they discuss policies and procedures and the issues regarding our county. Lord, we lift them up to you. We thank you so much for everything that they do, and we appreciate what they do. In your Son's name we pray, and we give you all the glory. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, so next up, before we go into closed session, we'll have a public participation. Madam Secretary.
Thank you. At this time, we've received no requests via email or in person to give public comment aside from during the business portion of the meeting.
Okay. So the only request we have is for the business portion.
For the business portion,
Okay.
correct.
Is there anybody online who wishes to speak on any closed session items? All right, not seeing anyone on, we will go ahead and adjourn into closed session. Thank you.
fine.
In there? It's freezing over here. We have a mock resolution.
And tell me I'll have a jacket ready. You gonna take that my coat? Yeah. We'll have it adjusted. Yes. Okay, when it's time to take the picture, I'm gonna run out to the hallway and then we'll trade.
Hi. Get over here.
Girls, do your sleeping music. Who's Bill?
Is Bill returning? Don't need him, do you? Yeah.
You know, a blanket?
We should have some West Valley blankets.
It was like we just got out of the hot box in there.
Would you like me to make the report out of the closed session, or?
Yeah, I was just waiting for Bill.
Okay.
Okay. Second. Yeah, it feels good out here. It's not like sweating in there. Like from the sauna to the freezer. Ready? All right. Well, we are back from closed session. Legal counsel, will you give the report out?
Yes, thank you, Mr. President. The board met in closed session on the second item listed under 54957.6 labor negotiators. There was no reportable action. The board determined there's no need for the third item tonight. However, the board did recess out of closed session and will return after the open session to address the first item on the closed session under 54956.9.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. So with that, board, we have an agenda before us for adoption. Do we have any adjustments or a motion?
Mr. President, adopt the agenda as presented.
Okay. We have a first. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Okay. We have a first by Vice President Jenkins, a second by seeing no discussion. Go ahead and call the roll.
Thank you. Director Garcia?
Yes.
Director Hawkins is not here. Director Moore?
Yes.
Vice President Jenkins?
Yes.
President Young?
Yes.
That passes 401.
All right. Public participation. Will you read the statement?
Yes, thank you. Statement. Members of the public may participate and give public comment in any one of four ways. In person at West Valley Water District's Administrative Boardroom located 855 West Baseline Road in Rialto, by filling out a public comment card and submitting it to the board secretary prior to the start of public comment. Via telephone by calling the following number and access code 888-475-4499, access code 840-293-7790, via Zoom with access code 840-293-7790, or via email to administration@wvwd.org. Thank you.
All right. I have one speaker card. Wesley. Yep. Please come up here to the podium. Okay. All right. I'll just pass this down.
Oh, thanks. Shocking.
A little more creative, I'll give him that.
Okay. All right.
All right, is there anyone else who would actually like to speak? Looks like June has her hand up.
Good evening. How are you all? I hope you're having a good Thursday evening. In 2022, Valley District purchased 1,658 acres of undeveloped land that we're currently referring to as Sunrise Ranch. Together with our consultants, we're trying to gather input from the community to develop a master plan for this property. We've had our first public session, town hall meeting, whatever you want to call it, in Mentone. The second one will be at the Valley office at 380 East Vanderbilt Way in San Bernardino on Wednesday, October 18th from 6 to 7:30. I do hope some of you will be able to attend. It is in the evening, so that makes it easier for some of you. There will be a planned third opportunity to speak, I believe, in January. But we would really like to hear what everybody's input is on the development of this property. It's primarily for habitat, but we want to hear from you. Thank you.
All right, thank you, June. Looks like we have another hand raised. If you would like to address the body, please unmute yourself at this time.
Hello, thank you for allowing me to speak. I would like to thank the board for the generous offer on the new contract, but as we know, that offer was rejected due to underpayment. Since it's not in line with inflation, just as employees, my bills have gone up roughly $100 in the last 8 months. Just for insurance premiums with no claims and other things like the internet and cell. Take home for me is shy of $1,500 biweekly. After house payment, truck payment, and insurance, that leaves me $695.94 left for the month. I still help my parents, who are getting older, with electric and gas. Thank God I have an amazing wife who helps out. But I do ask the board if the new classification and salary schedule can be finished as soon as possible. That would greatly help employees like myself who are actually struggling. It's getting rough just with inflation alone. Thank you for allowing me to speak again, and have a good day.
All right, thank you very much. Is there anyone else who wishes to speak at this time? All right, seeing no one new, we'll go ahead and close public participation, and we'll go into presentations. John?
Okay, thank you. Well, it's my honor to introduce this presentation here today, a resolution in appreciation of Jose for all his tremendous work here for the district and our community, starting out in 2009, working his way around many positions in many different departments over the years, and finally to Director of Finance. There were many noteworthy accomplishments, and many of those are identified in this resolution that's coming forward to you. But I think, Jose, you will mostly be remembered for the way you cared for people, for the way you cared for your coworkers here, and the way you helped them improve their skills, and helping all of us work better here together, working together as a team. So I think you'll mostly be remembered for that. So, Jose, thank you so much for all of your service here. And Mr. President, we have a resolution, please.
Yeah, so I get the distinct honor of reading this very long history here. So whereas Jose Velasquez began his career with the district in 2009 as a bookkeeper too, and during his 14 years of service worked his way up to Director of Finance. Whereas in his role as Director of Finance at West Valley Water District, Jose managed and directed 21 full-time employees across accounting, billing, customer service, and purchasing divisions. Jose led the district's finance functions, including financial planning for capital projects, budgeting, accounting, cash and investment management, internal controls, payroll processing, and development of rates and charges and debt administration. Whereas, as part of his budgeting duties, he oversaw the preparation and management of the district's $33 million annual operating and $80 million capital improvement budget. Whereas the district board of directors appreciates his dedicated service to allow the district to grow during his career with us. Whereas under his leadership, West Valley Water District was a Government Finance Officers Association Triple Crown winner for receiving the GFA OA's Certificate of Achievement for Excellence in Financial Reporting, the Popular Annual Financial Reporting Award, and the Distinguished Budget Presentation Award. Whereas he took the lead in securing $47 million in funding at a 1.1% interest rate for the Oliver P. Romer Water Filtration Facility Upgrade and Expansion Project from the Drinking Water State Revolving Fund through an agreement with the State Water Resources Control Board. Whereas his warm presence, quick wit, and commitment to the district's ratepayers helped him excel in his job duties, ultimately advancing him to Director of Finance. He is recognized by his peers for his professionalism, hardworking, dependable, and enthusiastic. The Board of Directors commends Jose for his dedicated public service to this agency, and it's signed here, therefore be resolved that the Board of Directors of West Valley Water Districts do officially commend and congratulate Jose for his tremendous display of personal dedication, diligence, and perseverance in devoting tireless efforts towards the achievements of the goals of West Valley Water District, and it is with great appreciation and admiration that the Board of Directors wishes him continued success in his future endeavors. So now we are short one signature just because Director Hawkins had a family emergency. So we will present it to you, but we're going to hold on to it till we can get his signature. But we will get it to you. But just, Jose, I'm so very, very proud of you. I can remember, I think you were one of the first people to welcome me to this district when I came on board, and it's been just such a privilege to have been here during the time that you grew and flourished into this wonderful person that you are. And the agency you're with now is very, very fortunate to have you, and we're all going to really miss you, but we know that you're going to be taking them to great heights, probably a Triple Crown winner soon, I'm thinking. Mm-hmm. But certainly, I don't know if my fellow board members want to add anything more too, but just a heartfelt thank you for your dedication to this district, and I really appreciate everything that you've done here.
Jose, trying to think what I can say other than I know your team is going to miss your heart because you lead with your heart, and there's so few people who lead with their heart, and that's the secret sauce to any success in a business. So I know wherever you're going, you're going to lead with your heart, and you're going to make a huge difference there and a big impact. Always keep your smile, know what you bring, and know who you belong to.
Jose, I'd like to say congratulations to continued success for you in your current job. You are greatly missed here. You've certainly impressed me from the minimal time I've been here as of today, but I mean, you leave definitely with a void. And I see just more great things for you in the future, absolutely. Wish you well.
Last but not least, congratulations on your promotion. It was very well deserved. As I told you before, sometimes change is good and makes you experience different things and experience life somewhere different. And you're going to learn there as well. But what you did here was phenomenal. You kept the district in good numbers and through the rough times, always with a good attitude. And that I want to thank you.
Thank you.
I think Jose wants.
I'll just say a little words. As you guys know, I'm not a man of many words, so. But I do want to thank the board, staff. I'm very grateful, humbled for this recognition. like you guys said, this is my community, so I'm very proud that I was able to serve my community. I'm a man of faith. The glory I give it to God, because He put me through this. And I know, and I want to thank West Valley Water District for giving me the opportunity. As you stated, I'm starting very young, and where I'm at now, I thank it to West Valley. I'm very grateful, and I'm gonna miss all staff, especially, and board members, current and previous board members, previous staff. I thank everyone that helped me through my journey. I really do appreciate that. Legal counsel, everybody. So thank you.
All right. So we'll come down for a real quick picture with you, and again, we will get this to you once we can get Director Hawkins' signature on it for you. So.
You want the prop?
Yeah.
You want to use this as a prop?
Oh, yeah. This is the mock-up one.
Yeah, he's bringing it down right now.
Ah,
I think we can probably stand in front right there. Okay, yeah, they look much better.
Want to get a few more photos just with the family, or? Yeah, take a quick look.
Hold on.
Of course, I'm like
Like these kind or like the Where's better?
Okay.
And you just give me your sizes, yeah?
Okay.
Okay. Oh, wait.
So he'll probably be at the next meeting. Oh, no. There we go. Yeah, those people. Thank you. I don't know, what did you? Yeah. We'll give it back to John. Are you doing Jen? Hey, congratulations. Thanks for the shout out.
Congratulations.
All right, T.
Oh, nice.
Where'd my board go? I was like, yeah, well, he's probably not happy that Jenny wasn't here so he could get counting his. Well, I told Jeff, I was like, yeah, he's probably on his way to Loma Linda ED right now. Okay. Like herding cats. All righty. Well, guess he must have hit the bathroom. Like we need to install the Jeopardy theme. Whenever someone's away, will we just start playing that?
Would you get an Uber Eats or something, or
Hmm?
did he have a Uber Eats for you, or?
All righty. So we will go now to our second presentation, Water Professionals Appreciation Week.
Good evening, President Young, members of the board. Water Professionals Appreciation Week was established in 2017 after Senate Concurrent Resolution SCR 80 was passed by the legislature to recognize the work of water industry professionals. This week is celebrated every year at the beginning of the first Saturday of October. It ends on the following Sunday. In recognition of Water Professionals Appreciation Week, West Valley Water District will recognize the essential service that water professionals and water agencies provide to the communities they serve. West Valley Water District is proud of its almost 80 employees who serve a variety of roles throughout the district. And throughout the week, I'll be presenting some videos that will be highlighting staff, promoting their essential role in the communities, and the jobs the district features as well. We'll promote that on social media. So I'm going to play the first video.
We'll have to start it over. We're having volume issues. Sorry, hold on.
Well, you can follow us on social media. We'll be highlighting these videos throughout social media throughout the whole week. But kind of what it is, you know, we chose one employee per department to highlight them. We asked them various questions of why they chose a career in water, what tips they would recommend to others who seek a career. Can you play the other video? See if so you can't hear it, but that's kind of our social media campaign we'll be having throughout the week. So I know that the employees are looking forward to seeing themselves on social media, and I think on Wednesday we'll be celebrating here at the district as well, our employees. I think that's it. Any questions?
I just want to say something that you put on some good videos. I liked every single one of them. So yeah. Sorry, I can't hear anything, but I'm sure it sounds great.
They're all made in house, and Mary did a great job going out in the field and making these videos and editing them as well. And I believe next week some of you will be joining us at the City of Fontana and City of Rialto for recognition.
Okay. So is that it?
Yes, that concludes my presentation.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Socorro, and happy Water Professionals Week to everybody. So with that, we will now go to the consent calendar. So, board, we have 9 items on the consent calendar this evening. Is there any item anyone wishes to pull for separate consideration, or I'll entertain a motion to adopt the consent calendar?
I motion to accept the consent calendar.
Okay, I have a first. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, a first by Director Garcia, a second by Director Moore. Seeing no discussion, we'll go ahead and call the roll.
Thank you, Director Garcia.
Yes.
Director Hawkins is absent. Director Moore?
Yes.
Vice President Jenkins?
Yes.
And President Young?
Yes.
That passes 401. Thank you.
All right, so now to business items. We have first one up here.
We have Finance Department restructure, 80, and Bill.
Yes. Good evening, Honorable President Young, Vice President Jenkins, and directors. We are presenting this item to you for consideration and adoption. This item has been presented to the HR Committee on September 11th and to the Finance Committee on September 28th. The proposal recommends that we change the Director of Finance position to a Finance Manager position. Staff has determined that the functions of the Finance Director are too closely aligned with the Chief Financial Officer, and therefore a realignment of positions are necessary. The Finance Manager will be responsible for handling of the supervision of the following areas, which is billing, budgeting, and accounting and payroll. The position will be a direct report to the CFO. And staff created the proposed Finance Manager job specification, which reflects the requirements, duties, and responsibilities of the position. The established and adopted annual salary range for this classification has been reviewed by CPS, and it has been inserted into the current salary schedule for your consideration. I'll let Bill talk on the cost savings of this position, but from staff, we recommend that this item be reviewed, considered, and adopted. We have the resolution and all the required documents to realign the position and restructure the department. Bill, if you want to speak to the realignment.
Yeah, the realignment is really to help put us in along with what are called best practices for the finance departments. The structure that we currently have with the finance director having all the different groups report up through the finance director, then on to me, would be having just a span of control of one person that was reporting to me, which was our beloved Jose. But in actuality, you generally have a span of control where there's supervisors or managers at various levels to handle specific functions. The structure that's being proposed is somewhat similar to what the district had in the past, and it really makes sense where we have a finance manager responsible for the billing section, as well as handling the accounting section, which includes the important function of payroll, and then also dealing with the budget. We feel that that's a good way to get the proper span of control and care and custody that's needed. The other two sections that are extremely important, actually, are the warehousing, purchasing, and that particular person would still be reporting to me. And then we have the customer service, where we would have the supervisor reporting directly to me. So we would still have a span of control that's manageable for myself, but yet the individuals that are working underneath would have the right amount of resources to do their job. So I wholeheartedly endorse this. The cost savings between the two positions is around $40,000 to $1,000 a year on top end. So there is a savings for the district, But more importantly, it's not so much a cost savings, it's doing the right thing as far as matching the work with the requirements that we have. And so this really makes a lot of sense, and one that I wholeheartedly endorse the proposal that has been put together.
Okay. All right, and I know that this went to both the HR committee and to the finance committee as well. Anything else? Or
So in closing, staff recommends that the Board of Directors approve and adopt the authorized full-time position and salary schedule, which includes the following changes. It adds one finance manager and removes one finance director, which is currently vacant, and to authorize the general manager to execute the necessary documents. Thank you.
All right, so that is the staff recommendation. Is there any questions for the staff?
So, and I'm just to be clear, all of that will be encompassed by the adoption of the resolution that's been.
Yes, it is.
Any questions, board, for staff?
I have a question. So, not only is it being changed from director of finance to finance manager, but are the duty statement changing?
Yes, they are. So the essential functions of the finance manager are lesser because again, the director and your CFO, their essential duties were very similar in nature. So we've taken the CFO and left him where he's at, but we've lessened the responsibilities of the manager. So it aligns better with the structure that was in place prior to the implementation of a director. So we're just going back to what we were before we adopted a director position.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, and I would just kind of add that it kind of goes back a little further. What they're proposing is more is done in the district, but there was a time about 4 or 5 years ago where prior administration almost created like a super CFO, and then they kind of made the finance manager into a finance director, so it kind of pulled both positions up, but then we eventually brought the CFO back down to what kind of that conflict that Haiti was just referring to in the duties being almost identical in many ways. So yeah, this is more to kind of get us back to what it had been historically. So thank you, Haiti. Any other questions? All right, no questions. I'll entertain a motion to adopt.
I motion that we adopt said resolution.
Okay, I have a first. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, first by Vice President Jenkins, the second by Director Moore. No discussion.
Thank you, and that is adopting Resolution 2023-16 titled A Resolution of the Board of Directors of the West Valley Water District establishing the salary schedule and job classification pay schedule for fiscal year 2023-24. Director Garcia?
Yes.
Director Hawkins is absent. Director Moore?
Yes.
Vice President Jenkins?
Yes.
And President Young?
Yes.
That passes 401. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Now to number 11.
Yeah, I understand there's a scheduling conflict on November 2nd. The Southern California Water Coalition meeting is being held that day and that evening in conflict with our regularly scheduled meeting on November 2nd. So per Director Garcia's request, I'm bringing this forward to talk about potentially moving this meeting to another day, such as November 1st or November 3rd, or perhaps skipping this meeting to the next regular meeting on November 16th. So that is all up for board discussion.
Okay. So what's everybody's thoughts? Were other board members interested in also attending that event?
I wasn't interested in attending the event.
Okay. All right. So I think to what John had mentioned, we can possibly look at maybe the 1st then, John, or the 3rd of that same week. I will say that I will be out of town the following week, so I don't think that would work unless, Dan, you want to run the meeting if you want to push it back to the 9th. So what's everybody's pleasure?
Right now, what I was thinking is November 3rd, if that would work.
Friday the 3rd?
Yeah, I know it's a different date, but I was thinking that we have important business matters between now and then that will possibly come up.
Yeah, and certainly, according to our founding documents and the water code, I think we do have to meet twice a month. I think it does say that. So.
Well, yeah, I mean, you're not required to meet twice a month. You're just required to have a actual set schedule. And if the board wishes to change it, that would just be in the adjournment, in the notice that has been changed.
Yeah. So would the 3rd work? For the rest?
Angie has a...
Sorry, I didn't see Angie. I'm sorry.
The 3rd would not work for me, and I would propose the 9th or not have one at all and move it just to the 16th.
Because we'd still have one scheduled on the 16th, so if you move it to the 9th, it's going to be back-to-back meetings. Just.
What do you think, Calvin? What do you want to do?
You can always call a special meeting as well for any of the pressing items that you'd like or address.
Right, so unless there's some item that has to be done that would have to be done at a regular board meeting, you can call a special meeting if something comes up between now and then. Not between now and then, between the 3rd and the 2nd and the 16th.
Well, I mean, there is another possibility that if the 2 members to my left wanted to attend the meeting, they could, and as long as we have the other 3 of us, we could still try to have a meeting on the 2nd. That's another option. But
We've
again,
had 4. RSVP.
We have?
We gauged
Okay,
for
well
interest.
then
Yeah, I sent it out to see what interest there was in attending that.
Okay.
Just so that you know, the last time we did attend, it was very good for the district. We did a lot of networking. We met a lot of other districts, and it was the first time that we had attended. And I felt that we really should have a presence out there in future meetings. So I really would like us to consider going on November 2nd.
Okay, well, that's fine, and just trying to figure out what our best option is for moving the meeting.
And just out of curiosity, is the district staff here on November 3rd on Fridays?
Yeah, some of them are, but I mean, it's not unheard of for us to have a meeting on a Friday. It's not our usual, but we have done special meetings on Fridays, but we try not to unless we have to. Kelvin said that he's going to be out of town on the 16th already. Again, I can't do to push it back to the 9th, Dan. You would have to run the meeting for me. I'll be out of town.
And November 1st, was that out for somebody?
Oh, November 1st is fine by me too.
Yeah, the only conflict I have there is that's the same night as the MAC, but I can miss one MAC meeting in the year if need be, if you can do the 1st.
That's a
Wednesday.
That's a Wednesday.
That's a Wednesday, yeah.
I'll be here.
Okay. So maybe why don't we just move it up a day to the 1st then?
Okay.
So if you don't mind, I would recommend a motion to have it changed to that date, and then we can include that on the agenda.
Well, do we need a motion, or are we just providing direction?
Well, I'd recommend a
Standing
motion.
meeting. Because you're moving a standing meeting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just going off the language we had here, so.
Sorry.
All right.
Sorry, yeah.
I'm
He'd
just trying
by passing a motion.
All right. Well, will someone make a motion then to move it?
I'll make a motion that we move the meeting to November 1st.
Yeah. Okay.
I second that motion.
All right. We have a first and a second. Go ahead and call the roll.
Thank you. Director Garcia?
Yes.
Director Hawkins is absent. Director Moore?
Yes.
Vice President Jenkins?
Yes.
President Young?
Yes.
That passes 4-0-1. Thank you.
All righty. So we'll quickly go through reports. So meeting attendance reports. Does anyone have any meetings they need to announce?
I do.
My calendar.
So since the last board meeting, I attended the San Bernardino State of the County at the Convention Center, which was held on September 27th. And then the following day, I attended the San Bernardino Valley Division 3 Forum that was hosted by San Bernardino Valley. which was a great presentation about how to water conserve and dealing with climate change. Very good presentation. And I was approached by City Council member Rafael Trujillo to be part of the Legislative Water Workshop Planning Committee meeting that will be held every Wednesday at 1:00 and once a month on a Saturday, and so that I will be attending those on Wednesdays. And that's it.
Okay. Dan?
Well, one, I'm glad you are attending the WELL events. I think it's pretty exciting because WELL's been a very positive experience for me thus far. I attended a couple meetings and full schedule as usual. I did miss, unfortunately, the MAC meeting last night, and I'm sorry I was ill.
Okay. Outside the usual meetings, I really didn't have anything that needed to be reported. Kevin, did you have anything?
Yeah. Okay. ASBSD, CSD, monthly meeting at the courtyard in Hesperia. Also did the state of the county for San Bernardino, which was very good. Some great things coming out of that. And I also attended the interview for WELL. So,
great.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. And then we have next up we have a new item for reports, and that is board committee reports. I will just lead us off with some of the committees which I chair. So first of all, for the Finance Committee, there was a couple items which I need to report out. So the first one is that we are looking to do a cost allocation and user fee study. So we looked at this and we have selected a firm through competitive bid process. The cost of the study is only about $25,000, and we do hope to commence in mid-October. But it's a very important study that's going to look at the trying to identify our equitable share of the cost for shared facilities and support services, ensure accuracy of cost-based user fees, and to also comply with state law and to minimize any audit issues. And we're also looking to get reimbursement for allowable overhead costs from state and federal grants as a part of this too. So we are looking forward in the Finance Committee to seeing the results of that study. The second item is that and this kind of came out of our budget workshop where we adopted the budget. We are looking at the credit card processing and convenience fees. At the moment, the district is eating about almost $500,000 in credit card fees every year by not passing the consumer for using the credit cards. Now, we do offer a variety of options where they don't have to pay in those forms, but still a lot of people do, and we have been, I think, for a long time kind of just eating those costs, but certainly as we're looking to try to keep our rates as stable as possible, we do need to take a good look at that. So staff is going to be working on doing an analysis of that area and bringing it back to a future Finance Committee. So those were the reportable things for Finance. For Engineering and Operations Committee, we had a couple updates. Joanne updated us on some of the effects of and just what that silt kind of did to some of our facilities. We had, I think, historic levels of silting from all that rainfall, but I'm very pleased that our team and also Fontana worked really hard to get everything cleaned up and back into operations. We're also looking at some power options, and then also looked at just kind of we're actually going to be doing a bird survey as a part of our obligations here in the Cactus Basin, and also looking to do our annual vegetation cleanup as a part of that as well. And then Linda provided us some updates as far as the Romer expansion, water line construction being completed on Santa Ana Avenue. We did close escrow with the logistics center for which we sold them, and then we are looking to work with the county to relocate a water line on Bloomington Avenue in Bloomington and the city of Rialto. And we are also working with a easement for our proposed well 57. So those were kind of some of the updates which the committee had for that. Do any of the other chairs have any updates which they need to give?
Good evening, Chairwoman to Legislative and External Affairs. We had a meeting and we were given a legislative update by lobbyist and our federal lobbyist. October 14 being the last day for the governor to sign a bill or veto bills passed by the legislator on or before September 14th and in the governor's possession on or after September 14th. We went over some of the bills that were pertinent to the West Valley Water District, and then after discussion we did go into our social media report and our key performing indicator on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, and some insights about data was given to us. Also, the social media report summary was given to us for October 23rd through September 23rd. And we're also going to be doing a shout out to Water Professionals Appreciation Week. That is October 7th through the 15th. We have resolutions that are going to be presented by City of Fontana Mayor and City Council, and also for the City of Rialto, which are going to be presented to West Valley Water District, and we will be there to present and accept the award, the resolution. And that is all I have for updates on my committee.
Okay. Evan?
Yeah, we had a meeting on the safety and IT committee, and discussion items are planning to install 3 high priority sites, and we're looking for grant opportunities for more cameras and other security measures. Also working on an email policy in conjunction with the records retention policy. The draft is coming out pretty soon. Meters, about half our meters are connected to the automated meter, AMI, automated meter infrastructure system. Staff is now working together and planning to submit a grant application for the remaining project for the next round of funding. Tyler Enterprise Software is now converting our paperwork order process to digital using the Tyler platform, which is going to be a great change on how we do things, and will save a lot of time and frustration. Kind of what we're doing right now is doing our laundry in a river with rocks. That's kind of the same equivalent as that. So I'm excited about that.
Likewise.
Excellent. All right. I think that's it for the committee reports for tonight. Board member reports. Does anyone have anything you wish to add?
Can I give another update I forgot about?
Sure.
So we are, I don't know why I forgot to say this. We went into great detail about the final, it's almost a draft final mascot that we're looking at to represent West Valley. I guess there was a lot of discussion about our mascot, and I forgot about that. But when are we going to be able to take a look at it? Like, is it final?
No, we did get a update on it. We're going back and forth before we share it with the committee again. But the plan is to roll it out hopefully on Earth Day as kind of our bringing the community in.
Okay. And then also we did take a look at our website. We were given an opportunity to look at the draft version, and I did recommend to our GM to go ahead and roll it out to the rest of the board so they can give input on the new website and see where they would recommend changes or different colors or pictures, or just in general any comments that you may have. And lastly, we are looking at a restructuring of the unit for the legislative affairs. I don't have it in front of me, but we are proposing to rename some positions and probably add another position for student. But again, I don't have it in front of me to look at it in more detail. I'm hoping that, does somebody else have it, or you want to bring it up another time?
Yeah, I can speak to that. I can bring that up under my report.
Okay.
In a little more
thank you.
detail.
Okay. Anyone else for board reports? I'll just say, I just thank you everybody for being here. Exciting times at the district. A lot of great things happening. I was at the MAC meeting last night and did highlight all of our recent financial awards, and everybody applauded that. So special shout out to our finance team. Everybody in Bloomington was pleased to hear about our Triple Crown win and our 12th consecutive award as well. So thank you all for that. And we will now go to the GM report.
Thank you. I have updates on staffing and recruitments, external meetings, and the strategic plan. Starting off with recruitments, really making some great progress here. First, with associate engineer, we completed an interview yesterday. It's looking really good. I think I'll have some good news for you next time. And our new senior engineer starts on Monday. So we're getting there, Linda. Executive assistant, only 34 applicants are scheduled for the written exam on Monday. So a lot of interest on this. I think we narrowed that down from 70 something. So really some fantastic candidates, a really strong group. Looking forward to it. We can use that for sure. Assistant general manager, a lot of interest in this position. The posting closed last Friday. 102 applications came in. COF has already narrowed this down to 20 qualified applicants for us to take a look at, and then we'll look at those 20 and select a certain number for interviews coming up in the near future. We did have one internal candidate in that pool. GIS intern, that position is still posting. We have 23 applications so far, and I did extend that information out to Cal Poly and our contacts there as well. We have existing vacancies in the Government and Legislative Affairs Department. As the director mentioned, we're looking to restructure this department, change the job description in those positions that report to Socorro, and really broaden those job descriptions so they can handle the full range of functions in that department, from government affairs, legislative affairs, external affairs, and really get and public outreach. We know the board really wants us to focus a lot more on public outreach. So Socorro is really realigning her department to achieve those board goals. So that'll be, we brought that to External Affairs Committee. Next stop is the HR Committee, and then onto the full board to take a look at the details of that. So same numbers of positions, just kind of expanded titles and positions, and it also offers that progression from like a public affairs representative 1 to senior, and then all reporting to Socorro. So it offers that career progression in the department that we're looking to achieve across all of our departments here at the district. So really looking forward to that. Finally, well, in finance, as discussed earlier, we'll begin recruitment for that finance manager. So lots going on. So really a special thanks to Haiti, Mariano, and Yolanda for all your efforts on these many recruitment efforts. Thank you.
All right, excellent. Thank you so much, John.
I've got a couple more things.
Oh,
Greg, sorry.
I'll just wait.
No, Channy had enough last time, you remember, but
it just seemed like you'd wrapped it up.
Yeah. That was my first report. I just have a couple other quick ones. I just wanted to lots of internal and external meetings going on these days. Just wanted to highlight a couple external meetings lately. First of all, Linda and I met with Valley, Rialto, Colton, Fontana, and other basin partners on the new San Bernardino Basin Optimization Plan Framework project. And WSC is the consultant facilitating this effort. WSC is going to be helping us out in our strategic plan as well. So WSC is helping that effort. And so all of us were working together to define priorities for the basins, look at those priority projects, the regional projects, all to really maximize basin health and provide that water supply resilience that we need for these long-term droughts. So this is the first phase of a 3-phase project, and we've got a couple more workshops coming up through the remainder of this year, and then it looks like they're looking to wrap this up early next year. So that was the first one, and then just yesterday I went out to IEUA and I met with Shivaji, and we met with a number, I think there's 14 other GMs, public works directors, and city managers and other directors at that meeting. We looked at a number of projects and programs that they have coming up and ongoing. We also discussed the expansion of their recycled water program. And I know Director Garcia and others have interests in recycled water in our service area. So to undertake an update of their recycled water strategic plan. So our timing is perfect on this. We will be participating in that effort, and I think let's just see what opportunities we have when it comes to recycled water. So, also, it was a good time to talk about workforce development with everybody in the room, and then we highlighted our work with IE Works and really encourage others to join us in that effort, and there's a lot of new interest there as well. So looking forward to that. Finally, strategic plan with the board's direction at the last meeting. I'm working with WSC on facilitating this effort. I think you've all received a save the date for Saturday, October 28th. And I think is that working for everybody? I think we had 5 confirmations. We're good to go. October 28th. We have 3 hours scheduled for that, and it's looking great. And a report.
Thank you, John. All right, legal counsel.
Yes, I will pass since John took so long, and because we still have part of the meeting to go after.
All right. So that concludes our regular portion of the meeting, but we are going to adjourn back into closed session. But for everybody who is here, thank you for joining us tonight, but y'all don't need to stick around.
And we do not anticipate any reportable action out of this closed session.
Yeah.
We'll come back.
Yeah, but we will come back and report, but most of the staff can probably be dismissed.
Oh, what's his name?
Unless they're needed specifically.
Oh, okay.
So. All right. Okay, we're going to adjourn back into closed session.
Oh, nice. That's always fun.
All right. We are back from our second bite at closed session. So,
Are we okay to start?
Yeah, I think
Okay.
we're live, correct? Yep.
Mr. President, the board did go back into closed session on item 1 of closed session 54956.9, Faruqi versus West Valley Water District et al. There was no reportable action out of the closed session, and that was the end of the closed session.
All right. Thank you. We are adjourned.